Alrighty, folks, back again. One last time. I don't know if I've ever done 3 videos in one day. I don't think so. I told you I was getting in the weeds, so I needed to get these knocked out before I sunk any lower. I debated on whether to do this one or not as a new release, but technically it is a new release, and it is Iommi. I always wonder, it says Iommi Fused on the side, but then the album says Tony Iommi and Glenn Hughes. And I think when you rip it, it says Tony Iommi featuring Glenn Hughes. But anyway, this one, Iommi just re-released. It's not remixed, it's not remastered. I don't believe. It doesn't sound any different to me. Here's the booklet. Looks like it's just a bunch of lyrics in here. See if there's any band photo. I don't even see a photo of old Tony and Glenn in there. Just some lyrics. There's a photo in the center there. So this was originally released in 2005. He's added 3 bonus tracks to it. 2 of the bonus tracks, Slip Away and Let It Down Easy, were on the Who Cares album that Tony Iommi and Ian Gillan put out, which also had some Gillan songs on it, some Deep Purple songs on it, some Black Sabbath songs on it. It's a good release, plus 2 original tracks with the Ian Gillan and Tony Iommi. So yeah, since it's got the new bonus tracks, it's been re-released. He also re-released his 1996 DEP sessions with Glenn Hughes. That album was recorded in 1996, never released, but a bootleg was out for many years called Eighth Star, and finally they released it, I think in 2004. So now here we are. I'm not sure what prompted these reissues. Maybe it's on, it is on Rhino. I think they were on Sanctuary before. Because the DEP sessions don't have any bonus tracks on them. This one, like I said, it does get 3 bonus tracks on there. So it starts off with Dopamine. I think that may have been a single. Wasted Again is next. Savior of the Real. I don't want to be redundant and keep saying that it's got a killer riff and killer guitar solo outro and great vocals, because they all do. The 4th song is called Resolution Song. It's a real doomy crusher. Glenn Hughes is wailing on this one. Grace, kind of a typical mid-paced Glenn Hughes tune. Deep Inside a Shell is next. It's another slowish type number. Kenny Aronoff really shining on that one. Kenny Aronoff is the drummer on here. And Bob Marlette does keyboards, bass, and he was also the producer and songwriter with Hughes and Iommi. Kenny Aronoff, you may know him. He spent like 2 decades with John Cougar Mellencamp. I think the last 2 decades he's been with John Fogerty. He's done plenty of other stuff too with other musicians. You'd recognize him if you saw him. What You're Living For, picks up the pace. It's really blistering number until it slows down for the chorus. But then at the very end of the song, it builds up with, of course, a killer Tony Iommi riff, pounding drumming, the keyboards all building to a crescendo. Face Your Fear, it's got a good chorus, good riff on it. The Spell, it's kind of, could almost have been a Black Country Communion song. I Go Insane, it's slower. That's the last track on the original album. It's a slower number. It's got like the sparse keys in it until it gets to the chorus, and it's a booming chorus. And then about midway through the song, it just goes into this blistering guitar solo from Iommi. And then finishes out with the chorus again. It's like a 9-minute epic. It's a great way to close out the album. And like I said, you do have the bonus track, 3 bonus tracks, Slip Away, which was on Who Cares. And then there was also a Real.com bonus track, which I don't know what that is. I'm guessing that's like Spotify or something. Let It Down Easy was the Japanese bonus track. It was also on Who Cares. When I first bought this and I listened to it, I was like, I thought we were already into the bonus tracks. And I'm like, wait a minute, I know this song. And I don't have the Japanese import. Where do I know this song from? And I was racking my brain. I could not figure it out. I was going through all my Glenn Hughes stuff trying to find this song. And then somebody online told me that it was on the Who Cares. And I was like, oh man, I completely forgot that those songs were on that release. So that's where I knew that one is Slip Away from. It's another banger. And then The Innocents, that was the only song I haven't heard before. It was on a iTunes bonus track. It's kind of a mid-paced, all-right track, but then it saves itself at the end with some guitar and Glenn Hughes wailing. So if you haven't ever heard this thing, I mean, I don't know what I can say. It's Tony Iommi. You should own it for that reason alone. It's Glenn Hughes and Tony Iommi. You should own it for that reason alone. Kenny Aronoff does a great job on here, too, on the drums. He's trying to channel his inner John Bonham, it sounds like. But it's a great release, 9 out of 10, easy. So if you haven't heard it, I would go check out just some tracks that maybe you haven't heard. What You're Living For, I Go Insane, and Let It Down Easy. Those are 3 really banging tracks. So if you like those, then you'll like this album for sure. Which, if you're an Iommi fan or a Glenn Hughes fan, you probably already own this and already do like it. So it's a 9 out of 10, easy. You guys have a good one.